Welcome back. It's my favorite playground. It's my favorite map. It's Nuke time, and it is Levitate trying to take this series 2-0. Benekage with Vincent Kiss as well. And Vincent, we saw what was an unexpected one-sided affair on that overpass.
Yeah, a little bit unexpected. Certainly was a nice showing from Levitate, as now it looks as if Levitate looking to get a quick push in towards A. Wilkie Falls in the opening duel over there against Delta 9, and now it's going to have to be a retake 4 on 5 as that bomb gets planted.
That's unfortunate. You gotta get a kill if you're in that position. If you're Wilkie, I mean, you're in such a strong position, but it's not really going to matter too much. Although Valens can't pick up the kill on Ghosty, so he's just going to pop off. Ghosty's got a triple right now. Atomic gets one in the 1v1. He gets the second, and a big clutch from Atomic, much needed. The quad kill in the round to outdo Ghosty's triple, and Imperium start with the pistol round.
Ghosty was like, I'll just get a triple kill. And Tommy says, no, I'll get a quad kill. Don't worry. I'll do you one better. But nice quad kill as well. We talked about there in the mid game or pre-show, talking about how Imperium, they need to do something. They need to catch some breaks, right? Here on the CT side, that's certainly a break that you love to see if you're a fan of Imperium. And so Levitate, they're forced onto what is, essentially a half buy. They've fully invested, but it is not really ideal. A couple of deagles and a couple of rifles, but already 2 players falling certainly don't make that look all that great here.
No, it's going to be difficult to get anything going here. I think Hate finds the kill. That's nicely done, but he's answered back, and Atomic adds to the problems. Nox does well to get a kill. 2 kills so far in the round for them. Okay, he gets a nice one. There's a second for. Oh, my word. He's got a third, and now he's got it down to a 1v1. The problem being they've dropped the bomb, and they left it all the way back towards Marshmallow, but he'll gladly take that AK as the CT is nowhere really close. He's playing in towards, looks like a radio, and 53 seconds remaining. There is time for him to go back and collect the bomb. He does need to do so as Valens continues to push over here towards admin. But I mean, the ball's really in Nox's court here. He's got to go grab this bomb, and he's not going to have a ton of time to get over towards B if he does. He eventually does pick it up. And 30 seconds remaining now. Valens playing over towards the ramp, as Nox can go over towards A, but he might want to drop down Secret. I think that's the safer play he's thinking, and he does. But Valens is already here at ramp to meet him on B. So should get a bomb plant out of this, but we'll see if Vincent plays the 1v1. Or, sorry, Vincent, that's you. We'll see if Valens plays the 1v1 properly. He certainly heard him.
Oh, there he goes. Creeping out around this corner. Doesn't have the utility to make him swing. And Nox with the nice spray. Able to take Valens down. And a quad kill from Nox in that one to clutch it out. Absolutely incredible. Those deagle shots. Oh, they were so pretty, man. I am very impressed with Nox in this game so far.
Yeah, that is a wonderful, wonderful 1v4. That is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous from Nox. Or 1v3, but 4K in general. And Levitate get the second round off the back of it. It breaks the economy of Imperium. So it's going to leave a 5v4 in favor of Levitate, and with Valens falling early. Just 3 deagles. He's at 75. Not a ton of great utility here. I mean, beg your pardon, weaponry here. As the teams are going to head over here towards ramp. It could be a B-site bomb hit.
Certainly does look as if it's shaping up that way. Hate looking to be the spearhead of that as Ellis gets a little bit aggressive. Could come down Secret here and pick off Hate if things are... No, okay. Yeah, probably not going to happen. Hate's now ready for it and waiting, but all things considered, the B site has been entirely taken for really very little bloodshed. On the Imperium side, just that one frag going their way, and that was Valens over towards ramp that opened everything up. So Levitate in a good spot. I mean, they've invested heavily here. Just to be clear, they have full rifles into this round. Not something you typically are going to see. I think they were prepped and ready for a full investment on the other side, but they didn't really have as much money, I think, Imperium, as what Levitate were expecting. So they just have the pistol armor, and they're electing to save what pistol armor they have in order to potentially get another opportunity here in the next round.
Yeah, and I mean the armor is a big save, right? They had 2 players with head armor as well, and I just want to point out something in the chat because Halo and I were talking about SKDC and how they were Premier Team way, way, way long ago. This is a small tangent off to the side, real quick, but he said I think season 23 was their first. Well, mate, I think those are the days CLG were in intermediate when I first started following CS. When I first started following the team like that, that is how old that is. Uh, that's a long, long ass time ago. But nonetheless, back to this game currently, it is 2-1, and they do save that armor and the pistols over. Valens has only got the P2K. Love the P2K. Love to see it. And so we'll see if they can take away any kills here. But Levitate, I mean, the only other thing is you've given, because they didn't find any kills, you've given a ton of money just straight into Levitate's pockets, not having to reinvest into weapons or anything. And Delta here could find a kill. Oh, he's looked the wrong way. Oh, there's a dink. Oh, okay, good. Sharps gets the kill. I thought there'd have been disgraceful he didn't get that kill, quite frankly, especially after the dink. But he is only going to be good for 1. Nox eventually does trade. And it is Atomic to fall on the outside. And it leaves just Ellison all alone on B.
Yeah, that was a pretty incredible shot, but not really going to be able to find much of anything off the back of it, right? Levitate, you talked about the money dropping cash straight into their pockets, and honestly, that's what these 2 rounds are, is just cash injections straight into the veins of Levitate. And unless Ellison's able to find something crazy, but Nox being in this position doesn't expect it, actually does check it, which is pretty impressive. He gets an AK off the back of that and might get away with players incoming on all sides. So it's going to be difficult, and in fact, is immediately dispatched. So, in now a position, Levitate, where they have cash, they're up 3-1 here on their T side, and the world is their oyster. They can do just about anything that they want, and they've really not tactically done anything at all special. They've played slow, they've just waited for pushes, and they've played together playing off trades. That's it. It's really been basic Counter-Strike, and so now if I'm Imperium, I'm starting to get worried about like when do the strats come in? Like because this is a good nuke team. Surely they have T-side strats. When are they going to use those to kill us?
Yeah, and Scout here towards the outside. Maybe trying to pick something up, but Delta's going to be the one that starts the proceedings in round 5. Valens again, the first player to fall, and that's the other thing. He is kind of like playing the role of cannon fodder here a little bit because he's just falling early in these rounds and not really in a position where he can be traded from the Imperium side. So I don't know if it's an information play and are just losing him, but I think that needs to change if Imperium want to have a chance at this map, because this is Levitate's pick and they are leading on the T side, which is not really that ideal. But nonetheless, Atomic here trying to push in towards lobby, trying to clear it out. He will clean out most of it. He's going to peek and right into the AK of Delta, who might get a second frag here. The peek comes out. Nice crouch shot, though. Sherps is going to answer back with the CZ75. And so, there's a great one from Nox, as Sherps will trade back, but it's 1v4 for Sherps, now 1v3. And he's got 2 kills. He needs to complete the ace in order to take the round away. And probably just going to play for an extra 2 more here.
Sherps had a pretty solid map 1 here in this series. Is trying, I should say, to continue that here in map 2, but 1v3 for the ace. Yeah, I think you're right. It is very much a difficult ask, and like you were talking about, definitely saving things out. But again, I really think that these early picks, early victories, going the way of Levitate in these rounds are a big problem for Imperium. They really need to stop giving up these picks, because it's it's kind of allowing what I was describing in the last round. It's just allowing Levitate to play basic trades and not really do anything special to dislodge Imperium.
You're absolutely right. I think CTs need to play. I know this is very strange on a map like Nuke to say this, but CTs need to really play more compact. I think because they're allowing this push or Valence to just fall for free, and there really is no plan, like you said, for CT side. So Valence got the AWP this time, double AWP setup. Actually, Atomic's going to be here with one. He's going to play towards the ramp room. Valence will. Atomic is, I think, towards secret there, and they are looking. I mean, it's good places to stick these two AWPs. Yeah, Atomic's over here towards the outside. He's looking at the top of Marshmallow, but nothing's doing there just yet. Oh, nice little tag actually, just for 2 HP though. In all fairness, and Atomic could go back here for the pick. He's going to find it. Oh, he certainly spotted him there, but he falls off the angle after Hate gets the kill on Sherps. Now it could be the A bomb site hit, which would completely go around these AWPs. Wilkie here on site. Delta gets the kill. Oh, Ghosty's got to pull the gun back out, and Wilkie gets the kill, and that's the bomb that's dropped. That allows the AWP to get into heaven, but Swan is there to get the kill. Swan with a no-scope, and Hate cleans up the final kill of the round. It's just a very brilliant take from Levitate. And Vincent, they didn't use much utility to get onto site. They just kind of walked out onto it.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like it's just basic stuff that Levitate are doing very, very well. And you know how, Benny, like we've talked about it before, right, in our casts. You know how I feel about the CT side double op without a plan. I feel like it's just a really big crutch for a lot of teams, and that's a great example of where you're pulling out the double op as a crutch. You're like, well, crap, man, nothing's working. Let's just get out an extra op, see what happens. You know, you can throw that over towards, you know, ramp. You can throw it outside. You can, if you really wanted to, get spicy with it and put it near door. Like, there's so many options. Put it in heaven, obviously. Like, so many options to do, and I think that's kind of why teams do it. But I really think that it just does not work out all that often. And that's a great example of that. It was just hey, nothing's working. Let's just double up. It tells me that Imperium right now are really struggling to figure out a plan.
I agree with you. I think so. I mean, it is. It's just. It seems very reactionary, right? Like the take on A, they get a kill. They get the first kill, right, on the first T. They don't get the second, but then like, oh, the AWP has to immediately come up towards heaven. There's no utility usage. There's just, you pointed it out in the last game. The utility usage hasn't been great enough, and it's just continued here on the Nuke, unfortunately. So I mean, old habits do die hard, and it is going to be a 5v4 again in favor of Levitate. Sherps is the player this time that falls first, and another A execute comes in. Nox gets the kill on Ellison. Wilk is here. He has to pick the timing correctly, and he does, but there's Nox instantly to trade. And now it's left Valence all alone in the 1v4 with just a deagle here. And we'll see if he can get anything going. He doesn't. Hate gets the kill. It is a 6 for Levitate. They're absolutely blitzing this T side so far, and I gotta say, it just doesn't. It just looks like the same story that we saw on Overpass continue here onto the Nuke, as this is a tactical timeout from Imperium.
So Halo in the chat goes minus Valence plus Guardian kick W. You see the irony there, Valence. The Halo is that Valence is a major winner and Guardian isn't.
You did not, mate. Don't, nah, mate. Nah, I'm not having that. I'm not having that, mate. It's not... Guardian should have won what, 4, but mate, he was so close.
I mean, you know, if only 1.6 majors counted. If only.
Mate, I'm not having this. I'm not having this.
I mean, I'm just, you know, listen, them's the facts. You can be mad at the facts all you want, Benny, but we are out of that. We're out of that tac pause, and hopefully it will do something to rejigger Imperium into this game, Levitate just are looking indomitable at the moment. Really not a not a problem for them here for this T side. And I have a theory about T side on this map, and I think that if you're a good team at Nuke, this is a T sided map now, and if you're playing against a bad Nuke team, I mean, and that's what it's been down to this past couple of rounds.
Yeah, I agree. I think if you're a good Nuke team, you really can run quite a few rounds on T side. Atomic, I love that little no scope from Nox. It's so flashy. So, um, Delta here, oh, nice little find one to Atomic as well. 4v2 now as Levitate continue to just put the pressure on Imperium. They don't have anybody in a position to defend any of these bomb sites. So it's going to be tough days ahead for Imperium in this round. Valencia on B is all alone. Where do they want to put the bomb though? It looks like A as the take comes out through Mini.
See, I mean, it's just the difficult spot here, right? Like you're 2-on-4. Do you go for it? At this point, I almost feel like you feel you have to, but the money is just not ideal as we're looking at right now. Not a lot of cash. Well, with that kill, Valence falls, and Swan is yet again in a really really tough spot. Um, so yeah, I mean, I think that Imperium, they're as crazy as it's gonna sound, Benny. They're making mistakes that aren't individually that big a deal, but it's all of those individual mistakes, those individual bits of utility that simply aren't coming through, that are making a huge difference here.
I agree. I think it's just not looking good for Imperium. And the big thing is too, you got to remember this is such an important series for both of these teams. I mean, to get a win on the board, to get up to securing 9th place, and I just think Imperium have not come in with the same fire. Levitate have at least come in with the same intensity that I would expect them to treat any other match. That just not looks like the intensity's there from the Imperium side right now. Valens, Atomic, I mean, Valens really struggling. It has to be said, and with a UMP now, and there's a Famus in play here as well. It's just going from bad to worse. And Levitate are just absolutely steamrolling. Atomic can't even go for the peak. He's just full blinded here. Is eventually going to get one. Ghosty will fall, but hey, right underneath. Ooh, nice. A UMP kill on the headshot. Wouldn't expect that every day of the week. And now 4v2. Imperium finally have an advantage here to take a round away as Swan misses a big shot there.
I mean, to be fair, last time we were in this position, there was an incredible Deagle highlight. So you never out of it just yet, but nonetheless, yeah, 2-on-4 is a tough spot to come back from, particularly against the full weaponry that Imperium is sporting. Swan has crept up here behind CWP player in Valence. And, oh, okay, Valence very, very much prepared for that. That's a nice shot. Is just going to leave it all on to Nox, who had that incredible, 1vx, but yeah, this one's a little bit more difficult.
You want to know what the funny? You want to know what not funny. I was about to say funny. It's not really funny. It's just unfortunate. But one of the unfortunate facts are those 2 off kills from Valenz are his first 2 in this game.
Really?
And it comes in round 9. Yeah, he's 2-8 right now, and he has a double kill, and that's what helps get Imperium over to the second round. So I mean, it's really, really been poor, to say from Valence. It's just no other way to put it. 29 ADRs you saw there, just not great at all on CT side. Nuke, mind you, as well. And so a second round for Imperium. They have 2 Famuses still in play here. The cash is not great, but the Molotov is, and Sherps will get a kill with it, and Wilkie will follow up off the back of this. So now, here they go. They've woken up. Wilkie with a nice double kill. Triple and total here now in the round. That's left Swan in the 1v4 with an AWP. No chance to even use it. Wilkie with a quad kill, and Imperium found 2 in a row. Problem is, the economy on the Levitate side is so bolstered. They're going to need to win at least another 2 to break them. And it's I mean, it's just the way CS is. I mean, to be honest with you, CT economy is not okay. Maybe it won't be where you can buy 4 straight rounds in a row, but I would imagine the way you were winning these rounds, if Levitate were on the CT side, they'd still have a ton of cash. Nonetheless, 7-3, and a chance here for Imperium as it looks like Swan's just missed by a whisker.
Yeah, a whisker is all. Ghosty looking ready and waiting. That's a little bit of a mistake there from Sharps. Pushing up all alone, trying to make the individual play, right? Like, that's respectable. But, you know, without any backup and in a spot where you just give away an opening frag to the T side, like, it's just so hard to justify, in my mind, that sort of peak. You know, regardless of how well Sharps is playing. And here's another one, just hate, ready and waiting for Allison to come around that corner. It's just these small little things, like, you got to have a flash there. You got to have a player backing you up, or don't go for it, right? It's a 3-on-5, and there's been barely, look at the utility. There's been barely any utility realistically thrown out here for Levitate. They've only thrown cross smokes here and outside. That's it.
And that contributes to how big the economy's built for them, right? When they just win rounds without ever needing to use as much utility as normal. Atomic is the last player remaining now in the 1v ace. He finds one, but Delta's instantly there to trade back, and it is an 8th for Levitate. I mean, when you're struggling down 7-1 and you're tasked with having to win 4 rounds in a row just to break the economy, it's always going to be less than favorable. And now that run has been stopped, as it is going to be Levitate back in the winners column. They've won the half already on T side. It only took 11 rounds. But nonetheless, I mean, the CTs have enough money to buy, and they do. But this could be bad to worse, as the double smokes will land on the cross. And I love the position from I can't see who was on top of that little T blue box there, but like the little peek over the smoke that it looks like it was Hate, and that Hate had. He uses the gapple to smoke on the left-hand side to get a little bit closer towards Mini and just look at outside, but Swan gets the opening pick. Valence again in the ramp room is the first player to fall in the round, and now a 5v4 that Levitate will be looking to punish.
Ooh, an unfortunate missed shot from Atomic allows for the swing and the refrag. The Swan gets that positioning effectively and shuts down the AWP player for Imperium before they can really do much of anything. Now Hate swinging in, gets a very nice shot onto Wilkie. It is traded by Sharps, but this is going to be fairly short-lived unless Sharps or Ellison can make a big individual play. And Ellison trying to do just that, swings out and falls. Sharps shortly following that one. So once again, like, just a position where Levitate, they got a great opening into that round, right? And then they took it and ran with it.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what else they're looking to take and run with, and that's the rest of this half. 2 in a row now, and the money not really there for Imperium as the pistols have come out. And so a chance for Levitate to win 3 in a row, get up to 10 on T side. And they've really just grabbed this series by the horns. Swan with the AWP pick. He's been phenomenal. All credit where credit's due. He's been very sharp on both maps with the AWP. He gets another one here. Ghosty will trade back the death of Delta. And so it is going to be the 4 versus 3. Hate towards the outside. These CTs are pretty much being pressured from all angles. The peak comes out. I don't know if you would have seen the bomb get thrown across. That grenade might finish off the player, and it does. Wilkie gets finished off by a little mid-range jump shot, and Nox will take another. That leaves Ellison on 5 HP, and Ghosty doesn't give him a chance. And again, I mean, what Vincent, they've used, what, 1 HE in that round, maybe a flash or 2,
Yeah.
and they take a 3rd in a row as it's 10-3, and it's just not looking good for Imperium. Somebody in chat said they even favored them with the bookmakers, but I mean, you Imperium that being, but that just seems like money wasted. Is certainly
who's making those books. I want to bet on them.
I saw way up in the chat earlier that's what they did. And honestly, I would say, to be quite honest with you, like,
that's a steal.
You're throwing money away as Imperium are buying any sign of utility because they're just not using it.
I mean, yeah, it's really, really unfortunate. Like in a round like this, right, where we see an attempt being made here, lots of flashes going over outside from Imperium. They're trying to make adjustments. I want to give credit where it's due. It's not as if they're just playing one-dimensionally and not attempting to make adjustments. They are. They're just not necessarily working out. Though that being said, a couple of key frags is allowing for them to get an opportunity into this round. And I mean, well, as I say that, Swan with another return frag, and Delta taking this fight around the door puts it in a favorable position for Levitate once more. So, I mean, again, Imperium trying all of the right things, but not really able to convert, and it's another round for Levitate.
Another round. The pain just goes from bad to worse, mate. I mean, it's just been dominance, pure dominance. I mean, you're looking at 2 maps and you get 7 rounds. I mean, and this was a team that came in to this series, right? In Imperium, they played one more series than Levitate, and they had a better round difference, and they've lost every single series. And so you do that, and they both won the same number of maps, and it's like you do that, you have a better round difference. It to me a little bit says, I mean, first off, it's proof that the stats don't always tell the story, but to me it says that you're playing a little bit better CS. We have seen absolutely none of that tonight, as they struggled yet again. Atomic could find a pick here rushing through, but he just blindly rushes through. He's not even holding. There's no crosshair placement. There's no plan. That's a good summation of what the CT side has been for Imperium, as the Molotov comes in. Wilkie's on just 19 HP here in observation, and should be, I think, pretty much going down very quickly, and he does. There's even a knife kill in there from Delta that we didn't catch, but a knife kill, it's all Levitate at the moment, and it's a 12-3 half for them.
Yeah, it really has been a tough spot. And Avery in the chat says it feels a little puggy, and I actually disagree with that pretty wholeheartedly. I don't think this is puggy at all from Levitate. They're not playing puggy. They're playing solid CS. They're trading very well. They're using utility effectively. The problem is Imperium aren't forcing them to use very much utility at all, and so it looks like they might be playing puggy because of that lack of utility usage. I think there's a key distinction, and I don't mean to call you out or anything, but yeah, like it's just been Levitate playing on a bit of a different level here.
I just think, I don't know what it is, and the players will always come at talent for saying like, oh, it's not that we don't care anything or whatnot, but it certainly looks like they haven't come in here with much of an ambition, Imperium, because it just there's been nothing, there's been no play at all in terms of like a solid strat. There's been no push for information here to cause a rotation from the CTs. There's been none of that. There's just been we'll give it a college try. Well, it's not, college tries are not going to work at this level of CS. And
No.
Whereas I agree with you, I think Levitate, meanwhile, have thrown good strategies, shown us what teamwork can do here. As the T's are going to have the early advantage. I say that in the round where they are favored, but Delta's taken 2. Oh, if he finds his third, okay, that'd have been enough. We already seen a really sick clutch from Nox. That would have been way too much if Delta had been able to take away a 1v4. They don't, so Imperium get the pistol round, but there's a long way to go here from Imperium, and I'm not sure if it's too little too late for them now.
Well, and I don't want to take anything away. That was a nice round. I like the strategy right there. It's simple but effective, and that's really all you have to do in a round like that on the pistol. Simple but effective, and it works out for you. That being said, you're going to have to do that a little bit more here into the second half if you really want to take this all the way against the Levitate that look very strong. So the force buy was here for Levitate. 1 frag already going the way of Imperium. And, well, Imperium, they do have lots of control over here towards B as Hate looks to get involved and falls for the trouble. So 3 on 5 now. Levitate have to try and retake with what limited weaponry they have.
Yeah, 2 Deagles and a Scout, not ideal. Certainly could do a ton of damage. Swan's already all the way here in CT spawn, probably with the intention of just saving this. And that's fine. I think it's fine. You're not buying in the next round anyway because you've invested in this one. So Imperium will take a 5th, and they will have a anti-eco in the next round as well in 18. So a chance for them to get up to 6 and maybe make a little bit of the game. But like I said, man, there is a long way to go for them. You're still talking about the first gun round being 6 rounds down. I mean, it's far from ideal. As 2 rounds in a row, the T's look like they're shuffling some weapons around, but it's going to be, I think, pretty standard play here. It is anti-eco, and some P250s have been bought up by Hate and Delta to accompany the safe weapons.
Yeah, you know, you got something here. What can you do? That's really what it comes down to. And, well, apparently Hate can certainly do something with that purchase P250 that you were just mentioning. Picking up a frag already. And that's a nice shot. Atomic and company Sherps with 2 as well. Cleaning up some frags. It is a nice tag, though, onto Sherps. So we'll see if that can bring something in. As Swan does have the scout, but I think that this is going to be short-lived here. What was definitely a nice idea and a nice couple of frags there for Levitate, but Imperium solidifying their position here in that second round.
Indeed, and I do want to point out something that Nuba just said in the chat. So he said maybe Nuke is not their map. I don't know. You know, anything can happen. Basically, you can totally take that angle if you want to. I'm going to be a little bit more harsh and say, yes, you're right. Nuke is not their map. Overpass was though, and they completely capitulated on that map, Imperium. So, all things considered, this being a better performance on it, but I still wouldn't favor them. It is 12-6. Guns are back in now, though, for Levitate, and this is a chance for maybe the real fireworks to come out. If Imperium want to have anything in towards this series, this is the round with which they will start to. Oh, it's 99-2 on to Hate. He is pretty much going to lose, but he finds one to take down with him. Nicely done with it with 1 HP, in all fairness. And now Swan here holding towards B. He's going to quickly go down towards the ramp here to smoke out Observatory, but he's got to be careful. The player coming in from radio still that could drop down in towards ramp at any point in time. That's Wilkie. As well, the flank has a flank. Ghosty's here.
the flankers are getting flanked by the flank. Oh man. And that smoke fading at an inopportune time for Atomic, though Wilkie does pop in at the right time to get that trade. Delta 9 now sitting in the back of the site. Do they check them? The answer, not at all. That's brutal. Bomb planter falls. Wilkie does get the kill on the Ghosty on that flank, but I mean, without the bomb planted, you're in a really tough spot. Still 2-on-2, but I mean, what can you realistically be able to do? You don't have anything to really dislodge this player of Delta 9 from the site here. No molly, no nades. It just flashes. That flash is good to help Valens get that frag, and now Nox is ready and waiting on the site. It's going to have to be the 1v1, but with 7 seconds left, are you really able to do it? The plant doesn't mean he might have had it. Yeah, I think he got that one. Yes, he does. So, Imperium still with an opportunity here as Nox ekes their way back in. Should have an idea potentially of where this player is, but it looks like he's looking around. Oh, he's ready. He knows, but the AWP is a no-scope as well. Wilkie, what a shot.
What a shot. What a clutch moment from Wilkie. I mean, the idea was right. You know what I mean? He gets the first kill in the 1v2. There's only 9 seconds left. You could probably go but and try to play out the time, and just with literally milliseconds left, the bomb plant comes back and goes down. And now it's 12-7. Imperium have won the first gun round, and now here they are with it on an anti-eco with a chance for an 8th. And this is getting awfully nervous, I'd say, if you're Levitate. This is your map pick. You definitely want to be winning it. And you definitely expected to win it, and Atomic with the AWP will open affairs up. That molly will keep this Deagle out of the secret steps. Wilkie gets another kill, and so you want the damage to be there from Levitate here on the CT side. Ghosty gets 1, nicely done. Sherps trades, but Nox can't do anything. It leaves just that Deagle mollied out in secret. AWP's holding that angle. That is that all she wrote in round 20. Imperium now. What has this been, Vincent? This has been what, 5 in a row to start the half?
Yeah, it has. And I want to give credit where it's due, right? I talked about Imperium really struggling with their utility in the last half. I actually think they've done a good job here, at least in that prior round, um, of using their utility effectively. They got out, used the basic smokes in the outside position. They took that area and they made it very difficult for Levitate to really do anything. That being said, Swan with an opening frag into this round and to 9 following it up certainly doesn't make it look that easy. And Swan gets another, but I mean, still, credit where it's due. You know, I think there was an adjustment there for Imperium, and they might have a better thought of how they want to play their T side. And okay, you just really got to check those angles there, Wilkie. Unfortunately, that does open up the round for Levitate. And man, Imperium, I'm trying to give you a compliment here, guys. Come on, don't make me look stupid, okay?
Guys, do me a favor if you play CS. Check your corners, please. That's like 2 rounds in a row that they haven't
Pretty
checked
please.
the corners. Yeah, pretty please. So, it is going to be a timeout called by Imperium here. 13-8. They have lost their first T-side round. And, I mean, Levitate, they need more, right? The T economy's still there for them.
More.
More, yeah. Like right back. Feed me more rounds. That's what Levitate need right now. And there's a terrible WWE reference for everybody. Absolutely terrible reference. But nonetheless, they need 2. I would say 2 in a row here because loss bonus for Imperium's 1900, and you're pushing a buy with 4 players currently on 19 with 1900, and on top of that, you get a bomb plant there. You're going to be comfortable. So 2 in a row required for Levitate to break the money, but I mean just 3 is needed to win the game. So that would be disaster if you're Imperium to drop these next 2 rounds. Certainly they don't want to do that. They have Hate. There's Hate in a really good position in Garage. I love how deep he's playing it just for the mini play. Yeah. And Nox trying to spam through the smoke on the outside. It could be the secret push. They can get away with it, but I don't think they want to go down there. We'll see if they do. Swan's got an AWP here. Close quarters. Nice flash, but Hate gets the kill. He will fall. Ellison does well to clear out Garage, and now Swan will push in secret. And again, he's mollied off. And all of a sudden, Vincent, the utility usage has been found, but there's Nox for 2. He's answered back, and it's a 3v2.
See, but that's just a big find, I think, from Nox, right? Like that's not a huge mistake from Imperium. And these adjustments have been great adjustments with regard to the utility. I'm very impressed right now with what Imperium are doing on their T side compared to what we were seeing there for the CTs. And so with all of that said, Nox still has an opportunity to play for this, but with 15 HP, I mean, it's very difficult. I mean, let's just keep it real. It's going to be a tough ask of any player, much less with 15 HP in the 1-on-2. The plant goes down at the opposite bomb site, in fact, over towards A, and that should be the call for potentially a save, I would think. With that HP, no way he goes for this, right?
No, you can't. You gotta save that AK. You got to. So 9 for Imperium, though. They have done well here in this second half, trying to fight back and at least take us to Inferno. That is the decider. Remember, this is a big relegation scrap between these 2 sides. Both of them winless. Yeah. And both of them really, really in need of a win here because I would say Levitate even more so because Imperium are 1-6 and you're kind of not in a great spot if you're 1-6. I mean, it is kind of do or die, but I think I'm trying to see if they've played the commission because if they have and they win this and they're 1-6, I still think you're not looking too hot. But if they haven't played the commission and they're 1-6, then you could beat the commission and climb up to 8th place, and that's not bad. You know what I mean? That gets you a little bit in a better spot in the relegation tournament.
Well, and you know, it is all obviously always possible to win. Now, granted, it's not BO1s, it's BO3s, so those are a bit more difficult and definitely make things tougher on you. But you can always pick up a win somewhere along the way. So, nonetheless, Levitate now with rifles in hand, 1 MP9 for Ghosty, trying to get aggressive. And this is exactly what I was giving Imperium a hard time for in their CT half. Just some aggression that isn't followed up by anything. And, well, Levitate get punished for it, as they should. An AWP shot missed there for Swan. Forces them to fall back. Sitting in a molly, that's very unfortunate. Swan somehow finds that kill, but it's short-lived, and now it's simply on to Hate, who's had a good game thus far, but, you know, can you find 4? The first is there. AWP player going down, swings, gets the second as well, makes it very possible. 1-on-2 now from a 1-on-4.
Yeah, and he can isolate these 1v1s, but he is going to go for the save, it looks like. He's just going to take that M4 and hike it for it. I mean, I can't blame him. And so it is going to be a 10th for Imperium. And wait, does he think it's the A site?
Oh, that's tough.
He thought it was...
he's just saving. He's just saving. He's just saving the whole time. It's just a save. He's looking for AKs. Searching for AKs, Betty.
Okay. Maybe that is what he's doing. We won't totally say that he was looking towards the ace. Still, nonetheless, Imperium do get a 10th. This is a bit of a comeback now. As I mean, if you're Imperium, you're starting to believe. And Vincent, I had a look, right? Neither of these teams have played the commission, who are sitting at 1-5. So I know you say anything is possible. You certainly could win, and yes, that is true. But you've got to look at that matchup and think that's the one that's the other opportunity for you, right?
You're watching all those VODs.
Yeah, 100%. You're watching all those VODs. That's true. So I mean, this is a big matchup for both teams, and Imperium just did not look ready or willing to play. But now they look confident and starting to execute a little bit more. It does look clean. I love this position from Nox. He could totally get this kill, but the peak isn't going to go his way, neither will the timing. And so it's a 5v4 in favor of Imperium yet again here to start round 25. Or round 24, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, this comeback is certainly starting to look very, very scary. I mean, it already is looking very scary. You know, a situation where Levitate, like, they shouldn't be panicking just yet, but you know, you lose this round, which is you should. It's a deagle round, and you're looking at 13-11, and that gun round is highly impactful. And with the CT economy, you're gonna be in a tough spot, right? Sherps is out here just clicking heads and outside. You love to really see Sherps playing this well. Swan does find 1 kill, but it's short-lived, especially as Sherps is gonna get that 3rd. So. Nice job from Sherps there, cleaning up the eco frags, and on top of that, a nice job from Imperium. This is not. I just want to reiterate here that this is not the Imperium we've been watching all game. This is a different Imperium. They're playing differently. They're not playing flat. They're not just giving up space. They're actively working for parts of the map and actively utilizing utility effectively.
Yeah, absolutely. And so Imperium are on the comeback trail. It's absolutely storming. They're within 2 rounds now. And Levitate really need to get something going here because, I mean, you just can't afford to lose anymore, really, if I'm quite honest with you. So it is going to be the play here towards, I mean, just an early play here towards lobby. Delta's on towards the ramp room. He's just behind the big box. Atomic is looking, and Delta's just trying to play the off angle from this AWP. And it's who's going to bite first, right? Minute 5 remaining. These T's have not really shown their hand anywhere towards outside or towards ramp. Now the smoke comes out. Delta playing on top. There's a nice find from him. He can fall off the box. The molly there to delay this push, and he will play still towards ramp. He wants a second kill, but the T's haven't reaggressed. They're actually going to just pass up and go over towards lobby and hut, as it is going to be the 5v4 in favor of Levitate.
Spray does nearly take down 1 up top. A very nice spray control there from Wilkie Sharp. So whilst it didn't look their way early on, they've gotten all these frags, but Ghosty's still ready, waiting on the site. Good for 1. Spots out the second. Does Delta 9 up here on Heaven as they have the bomb down with 20 seconds left. This is a bit of a problem here. As Ghosty is inside the hut trying to contend with the spray coming through, but with the time remaining, Wilkie has to make a play and tries but fails to do just that. So Levitate, they take a deep breath and let it out slowly because they have picked up their 14th.
Absolutely, a big 14th round for Levitate. Much needed 14th round for Levitate. So they more is certainly required though. They have to really pick up this match point, I think. Otherwise, it could be very dangerous. I mean, Imperium on the verge of getting 13 if they can get this round. And Swan, that's a big play. I like the aggression, but it doesn't work out. Ellison gets the kill. And now it is going to be a 5v4 in favor of Imperium. Levitates here, Hates down here with the grenade. I thought they were going to push right into that. He was going to have a very big chance of getting a lot of HE damage, but they back off. And they're just going to play, let the CTs kind of reset, calm down a little bit here after getting the opening pick.
I'm not going to lie. I think Swan accidentally just flicked off of him. And that one, he was in such a good spot, man. I really did love how Swan was playing aggressive there. Just unfortunate miss shot. It happens. But still, a great idea. That being said, now making inroads here through Secret are the T's trying to get some information, and well, don't even need to get into Secret if Delta 9 is going to be giving up that peak. Chirps is going to win that with a nice headshot from the AK-47. So it's now a 2-player advantage. And so realistically, I have to say I've been giving Imperium, shtick for this, but it's just free peaks. Don't give them free peaks. There is some trades, but they do favor the T's considering they were up 2 players already, leaving Nox once more in a 1v3.
Yeah, he's done it once. Lightning, though, very, very rarely strikes twice. As Valens is here towards 7, he could find the peak at the right time. He's not. But where does Nox want to play? He could just go for the save as well here. And that might be what he decides to do. He's trying to squeak around. T-Red throws his M4 away for the AWP. Nicely done. But
Shame time.
yeah, it is Jame time. 100% Jame time all the time here. And a 12th for Imperium. I mean, not a bad comeback this one. Levitate still with a 2-round lead, still 2 rounds away, but it's I'll tell you what, it's caught me by surprise.
I'm loving this. I really am impressed. I really want to give credit where it's due because Imperium, for all the crap you gave them first half, they've really turned it around here on their T side. They've had a plan. They've executed it well. They've made adjustments necessary, and they've done. I mean, they've done an incredible job of it. So Levitate, they definitely. They've been making mistakes here on their CT side. The key for me, like that play outside, never gonna say that's a bad play. Like you had backup, you went for a play, it just didn't work out. It happens, right? But some of these times here on the CT side where you've been making individual plays alone, like Delta 9 just swinging from heaven right there, those are just a little bit questionable. I would prefer not to see those on the side of Levitate here moving forward. But nonetheless, we are in to a very impactful round, much less because it's kind of a half buy here for Levitate. But they have an AWP out, of course, that was saved over, and a FAMAS purchased off the back of Nox, who had the extra cash and already had the armor committed. So
Absolutely, and it is going to be. I mean, there's someone in the chat who says, my holiday. I'm going to Spain in a big villa on this holidays with the money he's placed. But I mean, mate, we still have Inferno if Imperium win this, and this is Valens without Stewie 2K on the B bomb site with an AWP. I don't know about that one, but it is going to be round 27, and Delta. Oh, that's a brilliant second kill from Delta. What a find. Atomic will answer back, but a player advantage for Levitate here. This AWP could do work over towards the B bomb site as well if they want to keep pushing this ramp position. And that's the thing. The player advantage, sure, you still favor them with the weapon advantage on the Imperium side, but there's a chance to do a lot of economic damage on the Levitate sides. Nonetheless, I think when you get this deep into the game. It's about the rounds, and that's what Levitate will be thinking. Wilkie and Sherp's going to keep aggressing over towards ramp. Are they going to swing over towards admin or come down the ramp? And looks like they're going to come down the ramp. So Swan with a big task on his back. Oh, the timing. No, the grenades come in. He is smoked off. There's a gap in that smoke on the right-hand side, though. I don't know if he's going to find anything.
Certainly trying to do just that. Hate has not found anything. As the other two rotations come in, it's all on Swan here. Can Swan find something here in this position? Just barely missed the one player going around the silo. Now Nox has to be the one to open things up. Does not do that. So Swan in a tough spot. Could find Wilkie, potentially, as he swings around the corner. But, yeah, I mean, this is just a matter of time. Trying to find something. And it's not going to be. I think Swan might be trying to get out alive, but that's still a very tough find. Do you live here? I think you do.
Lives in observatory now? Is that or observation? Is that what
Yeah.
it
You know what I meant. Come on, give me a break. Listen, I haven't played New Nuke myself all that often, okay? I just talk about New Nuke, so I forget. I forget.
Why are you referring to it as New Nuke as if the patch just came out?
Yeah,
like me?
I know. It's been
years
literally
now.
3 years. I know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. There's a
listen.
timeout call. Levitate are going to take it, by the way. It's a Levitate timeout, and they got to talk things up. They got to get this right. I mean, they're knocking on the door of tying this game up, Imperium. So, really, what adjustments need to be made from they're going to take another one, actually. Okay, so they take 2 tactical
Fair
timeouts
enough.
at the same. Yeah, I mean, it's a big round to talk over. It's a gun round. You've kept the AWP up. You still got that FAMAS as well, and you need to make the adjustments necessary to find a way to close this out, because you're up big. It's your map pick. You played Triumph there to a 16-14 lost, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
You got to find a way to get this over the line.
I mean, you really do. And the fact that Imperium have mounted this comeback with Valens going 5-22, like, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I saw something on Twitter the other day talking about, like, well, will these commentators stop talking about the score? Like, no, we won't, because it's relevant. And yet, you know, a rough game right now from Valens. The fact that this comeback has happened regardless has been off the back of some, number one, incredible calls, incredible utility usage here from the T side of Imperium, and on top of that, some nice shots, right? So you love to see that from Imperium. That being said, if you're Levitate, you really, I think what you need to do realistically is, number one, don't give up free picks on the opening T side, right? Or on the opening couple of fights here for the CTs. Number two, if you're going to play aggressive in pairs. And number three, don't give things away in the mid round. We've seen a couple of times so much information given away there by Levitate. They just need to not give that info away to Imperium so that they can have those easy reads to a site.
Absolutely. And big round. The round that will probably make all the difference, quite frankly, is round 28 starts. The smokes come out for the cross. Swan here. The aircon unit. I thought for a second there was going to be a gap on the left-hand side, and there's really not. So they are going to go for the walk down secret. There is one player there to meet them in hate. He's in garage. He could swing this angle if he wants to. He's playing so deep in garage that I looked on a mini map and thought he was in secret, and he's not. He's in garage. But Delta's here finally. They need to go big here. He needs to go big. He's falling off the angle. He tries to play the corner. There's one. That's two. That's excellent. Delta needs to get a third. He won't. Valens will get his 6th kill of the game, but it is a player advantage for Levitate here, and they have to convert off the back of that. The player has come back up. That's Valens. He has come back up secret towards the A site and hate playing deep garage. I don't know. The AWP is trying to stare him down. They're ready for a peek, but if hate can just hold the angle, I think he's going to have the world be his oyster there. Flashbang comes in. Oh, he catches him. And, but he wins the kill. That's the bomb. Why is the bomb in garage?
Oh, that's so devastating. The bomb just given up in a horrible position. You just cannot be doing that, Swan. Oh, that is some timing. Not going to be catching that one. Atomic does find hate in that position outside, but now just one player, and Swan with 2 to close the round out 15-13. Levitate finally take things back off the back of what was 2 timeouts in a row utilized, clearly working effectively.
That is a massive blunder from Valens. A massive. But there is no need for the bomb to ever be in garage, and to lose it there is
They
just.
had a flash.
Yeah, they did. He was blind.
Yeah,
He blinded him.
what I mean is, like, it was a plan. Like, they talked it over. Like, nobody realized that the bomb was on his back.
Jakey, you're not getting socks, mate. All right, I'll give you. Look, I'm paying you for news. Take some of the quick and go to the store and get you some new socks, mate. It's all right. No, but Ghosty gets a kill. That's a nice double kill from him, and he's still on top of Hud. Swan and Nox is here. Wilkie gets the first, but just like that, it's the round falls apart. 16-13. They do find a way to get it over the line, Vincent. It looked really, really, really scary there. Really scary. But in the end, they get it over the line, and they get a really huge victory.
Yeah, and unfortunately for all of the people modding in chat that bet on an Imperium, I'm sorry to say that is not to be. But yeah, I think that they deserve a lot of credit to Imperium for that comeback. Mental fortitude is there, man. Like I have a paper mental. Like, my mental is broken at the drop of a hat, man. Like teammate tilted, I'm gone. You know what I mean? But these players know they really did play very well there at the end to bring it to a close game. But Levitate finally made those adjustments. They just played slow on the CT side there.
Yeah.
Finally, and they made it work. They got the kills where necessary. Also, those nice kills there at the very end from Swan were very, very great. You love to see that. Some nice and flashy AWP kills on Nuke to close this out. So, nonetheless, Levitate 2-0. I don't think that really tells the full story there of Nuke, but it certainly tells the story of Overpass and that first half.
Yeah, I mean, the first half, it just looked like, honestly, Vincent, I was questioning whether or not we were going to see Imperium get 10 rounds in the entire series,
Me too.
Let alone on picking up 13 on Nuke, but Levitate come away with it. They do get the 2-0, a big 2-0. They improved to 1-5. They're right there next to the commission, and they have to play the commission. That match coming up, I believe it's later this week, but that is good. That puts a lot of pressure on that map. That is on that series, because that's the difference between having to play a series to stay in this division or to go to the relegation tournament, to have a chance to stay in the division, to automatically going into the relegation tournament to have a chance to stay in the division. So it is a big series coming up for Levitate now that they've won off the back of this. But Imperium 0-7 now. They got 2 series left in their season, one of which is against that 1-5 the commission, but it's just a difficult road for them. I don't see a way back. I really don't. They have to win out the last 2 series to have a chance of the way back. And I mean, you couldn't get any more backs up against the wall now for them.
No, I mean, there is no more space between the wall and your back at this point. You really are having a bit of a struggle, and listen, fair enough. Not every season is your season, but I think that at the very least, I liked what I saw there at the end, and I think that was really, really solid from Imperium to bring it back. It was just a huge, monumentous mistake there in that second to last round where that bomb. I mean, if that bomb doesn't go there, we could be talking, map 3 at this point, at this time. But yeah, just not to be, and well played there from Levitate for the majority of the series. Had a little bit of hiccup there at the end, but that's okay. Like I said, the story that will be told is a 2-0 victory over Imperium in this one for Levitate, and well played for the Levitate folks as well. By the way, if you want to talk an MVP, Benny, I don't know, this is your channel, so I might be stepping out of line here.
No, go straight ahead.
But if you want to talk an MVP, who do you think deserves it from the Levitate side? Like, there's a couple of big players here, and I'm kind of curious what your thoughts are.
I'm kind of curious what your thoughts are as well.
Okay.
I've seen I've cheated a little bit, Vincent. I've seen the HLTV MVP,
Oh,
and I am
come
I
on.
am actually going to agree with it because I think he had big rounds at big times as well. I think that's the underestimate. You can look at the numbers for this player and say, yeah, he was the best player of the server. But I think the other thing is when they needed him, he was clinical and he was there for him. And that's Swan. I think Swan with the AWP was very, very sharp. I had mentioned on Nuke that I thought he was. And he had that pick two on
Yeah.
that T side where they were losing rounds, right? Where they hadn't won a round yet. And he just comes in, he just peeks with the AWP, holds a real tight angle with it, finds one, comes back, finds a second just by holding that angle and or the overpass. I mean, when they needed to early on, when the game was obviously still unknown which way it was going to go, we just managed to find those kills to just open things up on T side. I think he had a phenomenal performance. So I think for me, it's going to be Swan.
Yeah, that when I was thinking and was asking the question, but that is the first name that came to my head was Swan. Without cheating, without looking at the HLTV page. I will say, shout out to Knox, who had a good series as well.
Yes.
Um, Definitely,
Couple
had
key
those
clutches too.
and those highlight plays. You really you think back to that 1-on-1, right, over an overpass that you won. Or it was realistically a 1-on-2. I apologize, but yeah. But the key 1-on-1 victory, and then of course that huge Deagle play, and like you can't make that stuff up. Those are those highlight the huge play rounds that I think shout out to Knox, but yeah, I think I have to agree with you. Swan all the way MVP of this matchup.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. Knox did have some really, really good moments, but that is, I think Swan just really was kind of the keystone of the entire series for Levitate. But congrats to them. A lot of thanks in the chat we're getting for casting the series. Well, if you want to show appreciation for the cast, why don't you drop my man Vincent here a follow on Twitter? He's at Vincent Cast with the 1 instead of an I because that's the esports way, my friend.
Of course.
And you can follow me on Twitter as well at Benekage Casts. But that's been another edition of why don't you also, by the way, can't forget the wonderful Jakey Boy Pro. He's in the chat. He just dropped our Twitter names in the chat there for you. You love to see him. Absolutely phenomenal in production as well. The poor bastard's losing a ton of sleep over this. But nonetheless, drop him a follow. He's a fantastic producer who does quality work. So that's going to put a bow on it for us. It's the penultimate week of Premiere. I am not back later this week with more Premiere. We might do it next week for the final week of it, but you still got playoffs and a relegation tournament to come as well. After all that, definitely look forward to that coming onto this channel. But that's going to do it for us. So thank you so much for Vincent for hopping on for the dual cast here tonight, and Jake Eve again for producing. But for all of us here, that's going to do it. And thank you for watching. Have a great evening.